What's up, guys? It's your host here, Spartanic Arts DxD, back with another What If Naruto Was in High School DxD Part 6, and we are on Chapter 7. So before I start the video, please like and subscribe, and maybe comment down below. And hopefully you guys do enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's go ahead and roll into Chapter 7. Alright. Tell me everything you know, Itachi, said Naruto with a grim face while moving through the crowds. Itachi replied, there has been some friction within the yokai faction ever since the Neoshu incident 10 years ago. The Kyoto yokai were not pleased with bowing down their heads to the devils with their kinsmen when they were slaughtered. I hope you know of this incident. Naruto nodded his head and closed his fist tight. One of those incidents Azazel mentioned to Naruto so that he had some knowledge about the yokai society works if he's going to forge relations with them. Not surprised to say, Naruto was not pleased with how the incident was taken care of. Itachi noted his grandfather's expression and said, well, since you know of this, it will be much easier to explain. 3 of the 8 elders who take decisions along with Kyoto faction leader decided to take advantage of this mess 10 years ago and have been pushing her out of power. They are intending to put a puppet in power. Naruto nodded his head and said, tell me their names. Itachi complied and said, the first one is Elder Mizuhiro of the Akakumi. The second is Elder Kazuhaya of the Kachamachi. The third is Elder Takeshi of the Bazan. Their puppet leader is known as Nakayoshi, an 8-tailed Kisame. A rebellion by water, wind, and fire along with a good friend of theirs. It feels poetic, said Naruto. He looked at Itachi and added, well, it seems I must fill you on what I learned. Naruto then told Itachi of the things that happened before he left the palace and told Itachi, I've promised the Yakuza to bring her daughter safely back to her. I have never broken a promise, and I don't intend to change that to my last breath. He then ordered Itachi to find out every last dirty secret you can about those 3 elders and give it to their puppet. What I heard, he's the only one who is righteous among them. Leave no stones unturned. We need to get rid of them quickly if we are to stabilize our relations with Kyoto yokai. I will search for the girl in the meantime, Itachi said at once, and disappeared. Naruto walked the busy streets of Kyoto alone. He smiled as he thought of a plan. So, how do you intend on finding the girl? Asked Kurama. We are not going to find them, we are going to let them find us, said Naruto. This is not the time to play games, Naruto, asked Kurama with an ridiculous expression. I heard that there is a great bar in Kyoto from Azazel that serves one of the best sake there is. I am going to enjoy ourselves while we can, said Naruto while ignoring his friend's comment. Why would you do that? How on earth is that going to help us? Asked Kurama, still not understanding his friend's decision. Just wait and see, said Naruto, making his way to the bar. It was a fancy inn with a lot of customers that night. Naruto went up to the bar table and said to the barkeep with a thick Kyoto accent, give me some good old sake, the best one you can find. I am in a happy mood today, so free sake for everybody. Everyone cheated the idea of getting free sake. The barkeep smiled and nodded. The whole bar was noisy with people running their jinx. I still don't get the point of this, said Kurama. Just wait, said Naruto. Kurama stayed silent and healed Naruto, who drank 3 bottles worth of sake. He then noticed a rough-looking pair of Kamachi yokai drinking and blabbering something. Naruto smiled and thought, bingo, and went near them. Kurama looked at his friend and finally understood what he was about. So you used the principle of that old perverted master of yours, said Kurama. Naruto grinned and said, yeah, the best way to get information is through a bar or a brothel. The first rule of gathering information, if there was anything that old pervert had taught me useful aside from the ninja arts, then it was the art of espionage. Sadly, I didn't have any use for it in my teenage years. The problem with all these 2-bit thugs is that they tend to enjoy themselves after a good work instead of just going to sleep. Thank God you haven't picked up his sense of literature, said Kurama. Ha, you call that literature? It's just a shoddy excuse to share his smut. Said Naruto and added, I don't understand how people can read that piece of crap. Then why did you hide all the Makeout series books in the Hokage's office? Asked Kurama with a deadpan look. I don't have anywhere else to hide them. They are my godfather's books, and I have publications rights for those books. I just kept them aside for memento even if they were perverted, said Naruto. Then a better question would be, why did you enact the scenes with Hinata? Asked the fox, further giving a deadpan. What the hell, Kurama? I told you not to look at our private time, said Naruto with a blush on his face. Well, I was kind of bored. Plus, you and that mate of yours was putting on a show, and I could seriously enjoy. What was that line you said? Bend your knees and suck my... said Kurama. Naruto interrupted it. Stop. I don't want to know those things now, asshole. That was the single most shameful moment of my life, said Naruto with a brighter blush. Shameful? I doubt it. You were enjoying it thoroughly. What did you say? Yes, mistress, let me, said Kurama, once again interrupted. Stop, you sleazy fox, or else I might have to show you the worst image you'll ever see, said Naruto, anger in his voice. Try me, said Kurama with a smirk. Kurama wasn't smoking for long, for the image Naruto had shown him burnt his eyes, literally. It was a sensual image of a sweaty Kurama and Shikaku in a pink cape about to do the deed. Ah, my eyes, make it stop. Please don't do this to me, Naruto, said Kurama. But at this point, he could do nothing about it. You will pay for intruding mine Hinata's sexy time, so good luck, Naruto, said Naruto. Oh, by the way, I imagined a pretty good movie, so enjoy the next 2 hours in the best way you can, said Naruto while disconnecting the link. You will pay for this, brat. I will make sure you get back for this someday, said Kurama. It didn't stop him from saying, please make it stop. No. Stop, not that hole. Kurama can beg all he wants. Naruto wasn't paying attention to any of it. He already enhanced the tearing while listening a seal of eavesdropping on the conversation going on between the pair of Kamachi. Gosh damn that little bitch. I'm going to show her who's boss and mistress usefulness for her is over, said the one Kamachi with a bandage over his head. Relaxed, it's just a bite, said the other one, and added a perverted giggle. It's not like you'd have bitten various places before. Do you think this is funny? That little shit bites like crazy. It was damn hard to hold her and get some food in her mouth. If it weren't for the boss threatening her, I doubt I would have left my fingers intact, said the first one. You tell me. Do you know how annoying a fox breaker when carrying her all the way to a warehouse? She couldn't stay still, said the second one, then further added, I pity the guys who are going to move her next. The palace guards are searching the area like crazy, so the mistress doesn't want to take risk in helping in the same place more than one night. Anyway, forget that annoying little twat. Let's drink and celebrate. Heard that some human is paying for free sake, so let's enjoy ourselves. Naruto cut off the listening seal. He then made his way to the barkeep and paid the man that he owed. All the money that Naruto used from his winnings in the casinos he gambled. Safe to say that his luck and money, he became rich after a few trips to different casinos. Why different ones? It was all because the casino he played and didn't allow him to be there more than once and made them cough up all the dough they earned. He earned a lot of money. It was money that he didn't have use for. Naruto thought, warehouse, is it? He waited for some time, then noticed the two yokai coming out drunk, but still not totally wasted. The two of them separated, and Naruto silently went forward the guy that had bitten his hand and touched on the shoulder, and immediately both of them disappeared in a flash. They both reappeared on the top of an active volcano with Naruto holding them person by in handcuffs. What the hell is this? Who are you? Let go of me, you son of a bitch, asked Yosuke while sweating from the heat of the inferno. The fellow didn't notice, though, that he was struggling off Naruto's grips of his cuffs. He was drunk in that he didn't even notice a change in scenery. Careful what you wish for. Do you really want me to let go? Take a look down below. I'll allow it, said Naruto in an ominous manner. The yokai who was sweating noticed a hot and boiling lava volcano down below and paled. He lost his drunken stupor, and adrenaline flowing through his veins cleared his thinking process. He shouted, "What do you want, human? Please, I will do whatever you want. Just let me down," said the Kamachi. "I want you to tell me where your group is keeping the Fox Princess," said Naruto. "I can't say that. They will kill me if I do," said the Kamachi. "Is that so? Well, then you decide. You die now without talking or no fighting chance, or you die later by the hands of your boss where you still have a chance to run out of town," said Naruto with a terrifying static face, releasing his killing intent. The man seriously weighed his options, but when Naruto slightly loosened his grip on the man, he decided to talk. All right. We're keeping you in a warehouse of the old iron mill called Gotetsu," said the man. "The guard detail? There are 30 of us who are guarding her, and one of them is Elder Kaze. That's all I know. Let me go," said the man, frightened about falling to his doom. "Excellent," said Naruto, and they flashed out of place once again, ended up in the alleyway. "Now, I can't have you talking for a while, so good night," said Naruto, knocking out the yokai, hit him in one of the nearby dumpsters. Naruto then made his way to the location given by the yokai. Though this time he went in silently. "I can't risk them teleporting the princess in the state of emergency," Naruto. He then sneaked inside, avoiding the guards, quickly made his way into the warehouse. He made some shadow clones some shadow clones who placed some explosive tags here and there and pasted them completely around Mill without alerting the guards. Meanwhile, the original did his best to sneak inside the warehouse. He then saw 6 yokai inside, considering of the 5 adults and a young fox yokai in a separate area surrounded by crates. Naruto recognized the youngling. Ko, so she's the princess. What a small world, thought Naruto. Naruto then sneaked towards the palace where Ko was, and Ko, who noticed Naruto couldn't properly know his features and said, "Let me go. My mother won't let me get away with this," said Ko, nearly shouting. Naruto came near Ko and kept a finger on his lips and shushed her. He probably showed his features to her in the moonlight, so he knew who she was. Ko recognized him and turned silent. She was confused why Naruto was here, but her doubt didn't remain unanswered when Naruto noticed her confusion and whispered, "Your mother sent me to rescue you, Ko. Stay silent for now. We can talk later." Ko heard this, calmed down, and nodded her head. Naruto saw this, grinned at her, and removed her bindings and said, "Alright, I'm going to get you back to your home, alright? Don't let go of my hand." Ko nodded her head, and Naruto flashed them both out of the way. Harushita and Koku left the palace gates. He had marked the place just in case there was an emergency, which turned out to be pretty handy now. "Alright, Ko, go inside and find your mother. I will take care of the people who kidnapped you, alright?" "Thanks, Mr. Naruto. Please take care of yourself and come back safely," said Ko, confident in her savior skills. "Alright then, kid. You go find your mother now. She's been worried sick all day." Ko didn't need to be told twice. She rested inside the palace far enough. Naruto then went back to the mill and take care of the rest of the problems. He then smirked and thought, "Alright, in 3, 2, 1, now!" He formed a hand seal sign. In the next second, they heard a lot of explosions outside. "What was that? An explosion? All of you go check outside. If there are any intruders, then delay them as much as you can. I will go secure the brat," said female Komachi, who Naruto assumed to be the elder. Once the others with the orders, the female Komachi came to find the Ko, but couldn't find her. All the alarms went off inside her head. However, she wasn't given time to think when she noticed her presence behind her, closely approaching her. She moved away from a Naruto who came to chop behind her neck. Though he missed, he gave her an annoying smirk and said, "Surprise, motherfucker! You are the lackey that fallen bastard had said, aren't you? You have no business here. This is an internal affair of the yokai," shouted the elder. She immediately cast the wind blades and hurled them at Naruto. Naruto dodged the blades and said, "First of all, I am not Azazel's lackey. Business partners would be a better term." He then made some hand seals and shouted out while grinning, "Second of all, isn't it normal for a gentleman to help a woman in need in this world?" Wood release. Planet spore release. Some plants emerged from the ground and released spores. The elder used some wind to push away the spores, but it turned out to be pointless as there was no effect. The spores just came back. "Why is my magic not working?" shouted the elder in disbelief. Naruto said with a deadpan look, "Seriously? Are you an idiot? Or do you just not think? Do you honestly think you can get rid of those spores and clothes by using wind magic in a place where there has no vegetation?" The elder could only watch hopelessly as she fell to the ground paralyzed. "This technique is a nice one, only when it comes to catching my opponent by surprise or by force. The problem is that it only affects beings with chakra like you, yokai. Now, then let's get out of here before the others show up," said Naruto, releasing a jutsu and withdraw all the plants disappeared underground. Naruto then sealed the paralyzed elder in a scroll and used a hashiri to fly away. The guards who went on alert in a second late as they entered the warehouse just as Naruto escaped. Some of them had noticed the remaining spores and were quick enough to warn the others. They used some magic to clear the space together, but still couldn't find any sign of the elder or the fox yokai. They then decided to retreat back to one of their elders who informed them. Meanwhile, Naruto flashed into the palace to find the awaiting daughter and mother pair who were still hugging each other. He silently stood there until the pair separated and noticed their visitor. Yakuza was the first one to speak. "I thank you very much for bringing my daughter back to me, Naruto. My daughter also told me her encounter with you, and you have my gratitude for helping her time of need," said Yakuza. Naruto responded, "It's not a big deal, Yakuza. I would have done that either way, whether it was Ko or not." Yakuza shook her head. "It's hard to find such chivalry in this world these days. People would rather work for benefits and ignore those in need and not wishing to get involved." Naruto grinned and said, "Well, it is who I am, I guess. I will take what you said as a compliment. Now, though, I came here for a different purpose." Yakuza tilted her head slightly to the right as Ko in both sporting a bewildered expression on their face. "Cute. thought Naruto. He then coughed and snapped out of it, and quickly he got into what he said. I've captured one of the elders, one by the name of Keza. I trust she will be of use to you? Yakuza nodded her head and said, yes, please bring her here. I will interrogate her myself. Excellent, said Naruto, and sealed the scroll. Kaza immediately poofed into existence, surprising both Kitsune yokai. Wow, said Ko, not hiding in her surprise. Yakuza manually filled the questions and how he did that for later, and immediately started interrogating the Kamachi then and there. She had asked Ko to stay by her side so that she learns how the world works. Ko was to be the next leader of Kyoto yokai. After Yakuza, it was required of her to know the workings of this world, no matter how much Yakuza hated doing this to her young daughter. The elder was tight-lipped, and at first some amount of killing intent from the strongest yokai was able to make her talk out of fear. She told them they had been planning this for a while now and chose to strike as the interim peace time wouldn't affect the different factions from targeting them. Though the elders were power-hungry, they did not take the appropriate measures so that not all the yokai were harmed, at least the ones who support them. Once they learned everything they can from her, they confined her in a prison built inside the palace and placed some restraining seals on her so that she doesn't escape. Itachi arrived at the right time with the info about the elders. He was able to get enough evidence on their contribution and their various hidden agendas with some of their factions ones that could implicate them in a bad light among the yokai. To say Yakuza was pissed would be an understatement, as there were forging alliances behind her back. The next morning, she announced the treasonous actions of the elders and labeled them as criminals. Suffice to say, the general yokai population was pissed. Those who were involved with the three elders were arrested, and those who supported them indirectly were too scared to oppose the ruling faction and went into hiding. The remaining two elders tried to run away from Kyoto, but couldn't do so because Naruto helped catch them before they did. None of those directly involved were pardoned. Most of them were waiting to be executed for insertion in high treason. The Kitsune Nashi was the only one left who was let off easy. He was pardoned from the execution because of his actions of helping Yakuza bring them to justice as soon as he read the files Itachi had shown him, as ordered by Naruto. However, easy didn't mean scot-free, as he had to be exiled from Kyoto for 30 years. The 8-tailed Kitsune manned up to his actions and did not protest. He left without any form of defiance and admitted that he was wrong. Though this didn't lessen his sentence, it did improve standing him above the general populace. The entire ordeal was completed in less than 3 days. The remaining elders of the council, ones who were loyal to the Yakuza, so Naruto's job was pretty much over. Then the Yakuza spoke with the council and got additional terms of alliance signed without any opposition. Naruto then decided to relax in Kyoto for a while. He had taken a liking to Kanyu during his stay in the palace. She reminded him slightly of Himawari when she was at Kono's age, and Naruto decided to spend more time with her as she saw that she was quite lonely. Soon Yakuza joined in their bonding sessions, and all three of them came to enjoy time together. Now the day had come where Naruto had to leave, or so he said. Azazel asked him to meet up somewhere outside of Kyoto. Well then, this is farewell for now, said Naruto with a smile. Will you be coming back, uncle? Asked Ko with a slight amount of sadness as he was leaving so soon. Naruto grinned and rubbed her head with his hand. Of course, I will visit you the next time around these parts. Ko, who saw the way he grinned, gave a fox grin of her own with her eyes closed. It was something she picked up from Naruto. Yakuza said, "Take care, Naruto. Please return safely to your endeavors." Naruto firmly shook his head and said, "Of course, Yakuza." Yakuza had mixed feelings about Naruto leaving them. In short time they spent together, Yakuza had found the warmth and closeness in between that she had never felt before. She understood that Naruto had to leave, but did not think it would be this soon. She asked him to stay for a few more days with them, but he told her that he had something important to do and that it couldn't be delayed. Yakuza found Naruto to be good friends of hers. Though she did feel an enormous amount of gratitude towards him, it was due to his actions, and his daughter and her regime as a leader are safe. She also felt the feelings of being attracted to him. Though he wasn't exactly the definition of attractiveness with the big belly and that bushy facial hair of his, scratch that, he was very unattractive. Him being human too didn't help the matter, but he did make up for it in his warmth and charm. She was not sure if she was feeling sexual attraction or attraction wanted towards a close friend or feeling. The pair were able to feel relaxed with each other, so the Yakuza considered asking Naruto out, but her duties and her hesitation stopped her from doing so. In the end, she remained silent while watching him leave. Next time, she thought, I will confirm my feelings and ask him out the next time we meet. Naruto then lived unaware of the inner turmoil he had caused inside Yakuza's heart. Azazel asked him to meet up in the outskirts of Kyoto, so he did. He went there a meeting spot to find the fallen governor waiting for him. What took you so long? Feeling reluctant to leave a certain Kizumi's company, asked Azazel in a perverted voice. Shut up. Did you do what I asked for? Asked Naruto with a serious tone. Azazel turned his seriousness to and nodded his head. Normally, opening a pathway to a dimensional gap would require a lot of energy, as the caster doesn't know where to go. The dimensional gap doesn't exactly have coordinates to any form teleportation spell fails to due to instability. The gap does not follow the rules of space and time. It is an erratic and dynamic. Only the three great beings can enter the area freely. Azazel then took out a small shiny cube thing in his hand. This device I have in my hand allows me to stabilize the portal by lowering energy requirements. It took me the amount of time to find the materials for making this baby. I won't go any further with the technical details. Alright then, let's do this, said Naruto. Wait a moment. We will do this after you cut yourself with nature energy, said Azazel. Naruto looked at Azazel with confusion and looked for clarification. Azazel sighed and said, the dimensional gap is outside the confines of time and space. Like I told you, it is erratic. We are beings that follow time and space, so an existence like ours cannot exist outside confines. The dimensional gap will corrode you into nothingness, coating with magic and any form of energy that will prevent the process. Naruto understood what Azazel said and said, alright, give me a moment. Naruto then slowly gathered nature chakra and entered sage mode. Azazel, who saw this happen before, is fascinated by his experience. He thought, amazing. So this is the feeling of a true sage, huh? Azazel then said, alright Naruto, I can help you get in, not out. Once you are there, you are on your own. You can only stay there as long as your nature chakra exists. Use any form of teleportation spell that you can get out. Any longer, that you will start to be slowly erased from existence. Try not to anger the big guy, alright? Naruto, who heard what Azazel said in his head, opened the portal without the device. With the device. Good luck, Naruto. Hope you will get the answers you seek. Naruto then mentally made a link with Kurama. Kurama, it's time. Let's sync. Why here? We could do it when we go inside. No, it's been made abundantly clear to me that I can't remain uninvolved in this world. It's time to then I show the being like us exist. Kurama looked at him for a moment and said, alright, let's do it. Both Naruto and Kurama synced with each other. Azazel then watched Naruto turn golden with weird lines around his body. The most significant thing about the formation of the coat was his back was pronounced whisker marks, with his eyes becoming slit orange eyes. However, Azazel didn't have the time to think, as Naruto had already entered the portal. What energy! I haven't seen that kind of power since, thought Azazel, but his communicator started acting up. Azazel, are you there? Said the voice from the communicator once it connected. Yeah, I am here, Barkyol. So you felt that? Asked Azazel, knowing what he was talking about. It came near your location. Do you know what's going on? The energy reading is off the charts. It's almost as if, said Barkyol, but was cut off by Azazel, who did it, as if it was the old man himself come back to life. I know, said Azazel. What are we if you guys don't know what they're talking about God. What are we going to do about this, Azazel? What do you know of this unknown? Is he a threat? Do we know if it's a he? Whoever it is, it's too dangerous to be left unknown. We need to investigate this properly and immediately, Azazel asked Barkyol. Leave it for now, said Azazel. But you know the person that has the power of the old man. I don't want to risk upsetting this power. If he wants to reveal himself, he will do that when he wishes. Let's not awaken a sleeping dragon to face its unnecessary wrath, said Azazel. Barkyol remained silent for a few moments, contemplating what Azazel said. He then replied, alright, you are the boss. I don't know what you were trying to protect an old friend, but make sure that he doesn't bring trouble to our heads, said Barkyol, notifying Azazel in his slip-up. Azazel, who caught on to and laughed and said, well, I don't know about that, Barkyol, but from what I heard, trouble seems to like him. Those around him, too much. Barkyol replied and said, that doesn't sound reassuring, old friend. Azazel further laughed and said, relax. I know what I am doing. Believe me, this guy is way more interesting than all of the devils in Co combined. Dimensional gap. Naruto, who entered the dimensional gap, now asked Kurama, what now, fuzzbutt? We spent 1% of our energy like last time to call that lizard over here. Alright, here we go. Naruto powered up and released his energy enough to cause the unnatural phenomena in a dimensional gap. They waited for a few months until the crack opening up in front of them. Well, he's here. They waited a moment to see the big red dragon but couldn't see one. Well, where is he, Kurama? Asked Naruto, looking for the big ass red dragon. Kurama stayed silent when Naruto spoke. Kurama? Naruto, look in front of you, said Kurama. Naruto then noticed that Kurama was unsolved the problem. He spoke out. You are not Great Red. I am Orphis. You. I want you to join my group and help me defeat Great Red. It was then Naruto realized he didn't summon Great Red, but instead got another one of those three great beings, Orphis. The overpowered dragon, the Infinity Dragon, the God Lolita Dragon of DxD. Kid? Yeah? I know I already said this, but let me say this again. Fate really likes to fuck with you. You can say it 1,000 times, and I will still agree with you, said Naruto. So that will be the end of Chapter 7 and the end of Part 6. I'm going to combine these 6 parts, or in the next part, all 7 of these parts, and make a whole entire movie so people can just watch it in all one go. So please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you did join the video. But again, I remind you to please like and subscribe. These do take a while to make. And without further ado, Spartanic, out.